from Springsteen, Steven Tyler, My Chemical Romance for Green Day. Every big record I've worked on, it's been this since the 80s, okay,
right.
Since I first got my hands on it. And then I saw this blue one. Hey, dude, what's the blue one? Is that any good? So I tried it on Tina Turner's lead vocal when I was doing Rough at the board, and I was like, wow, this works. This is really working. And at some point, I kept looking for them until I was able to buy one. And then that's the one I bought. And then obviously added more. And when I was mixing like Tim McGraw with Byron Gallimore in Nashville, right? He's like, man, put Bluey on it. That's where the nickname came from. Y'all got a Bluey in here? Where's Bluey at? So we couldn't mix one. There wasn't one record we could mix without Bluey. Like, so he bought one, and then we had one at the studio. So you got Bluey on, Tim? Can you put Bluey on Faith? You know, it was always that.
Right.
Like, can we get another Bluey for Faith? I swear to God, it was like that would fix it. You got that on Joe D. Messina. So it was always, all those records that I mixed always had this, Joe Cocker, whoever, right? Always had that. Was like, it would turn something that was pretty much lifeless to have life. It brought life from lifelessness. It was, it's the only thing I could say is that, and I learned this from Dan Hartman. Now, Dan Hartman, who was a producer I worked with, who's in Edgar Winter's band, and he produced Living in America and a bunch of things we did together, right? He was the one to introduce me to how to use it. And the exact setting that I use is the Dan Hartman setting.
Okay.
Literally, 30, 18, 3/7, Dan Hartman, set the limiter like that and said, just put that on the vocal.
So how much do you squash then? How much are you
It could be
reducing?
moving 10.
Yeah?
Sometimes it's bang, it's like a windshield wiper. I mean, if it's not like a windshield wiper, it's not enough. And really the thing about compression is that if you look at it and get nervous, then it's a problem. So you have to just use your ears. So unless it's really moving, it's not exciting enough.
But even if someone finds an original Blue Stripe, it's not going to sound like that one because, as you mentioned, it was miswired, and if I understand the story correctly, it's been modified as it was repaired through the years,
Right.
and work's
It's
been
kinda
done.
hot
on
rodding.
things. Right, right.
So, right, you can go spend whatever it's going to cost to find an original, but it's not a guarantee of the result. Right? They're all going to be different. I have 4. They're all different sonically. Okay? And I could patch the vocal through all 4, and you're like, ooh, that's not the same. And I didn't think it was possible. But it's all handmade in their factory in Chicago. I mean, it's so beautiful inside. My face is on the circuit board, okay? Right. But, you know, the thing about, you know, making a new Fairchild or making a new 1176 or an LA3A, there's been so many knockoffs. Even Universal Audio can't really replicate the original equipment. Maybe they don't care, maybe they're moving forward. But for me, when I try to put something out with my name on it, you know, if I'm gonna call something Bluey, it better be the personality of old number 1.
Right.
And this thing really has it. And the really great part about it is it's priced so everyone can have one.
Right.
I kind of learned the pricing from John Haber's very smart, a very smart businessman about these products, okay? And I learned about pricing it with the reach of the user. I mean, I'm trying to make a tool for the users. It's like the other tools we've made, something to move on in the future and have. So the only thing different that we made was we put a mix knob on it, just to be different, just so it would stand out from the crowd. You know, in the modern era, in the modern, you know, times, a lot of this wet, dry thing is going on. And I see it where people are seasoning to taste. It's not just 100% or 0, you know. And I came from the school where I never had a mix knob on any compressor ever, right? So when I realized that people would be used that for recording, they may want to have a little bit of the original signal breathe through. And it makes a lot of sense. So it actually makes the unit not look like a complete copy clone. It makes it stand out because you're saying, oh, what's that other knob for?
Right.
So that was a good idea. So we really went down the road of sonically making it exactly the same and not splurging on things that don't matter, you know what I'm saying? So trying to keep the price point right without saying, oh, let's put the neon lighting in it. Let's try to find the exact same VU meter from the original. Well, that's just not feasible, right? So it was all about what they came up with. This thing has got a lot of personality, just like me.
That's awesome.